You in the stream, are you guys ready? Because it is time for round 3. The drivers are fighting for points in Belgium this Friday at the stunning Spa circuit. This 7-kilometer long track with 19 of the most iconic turns in Formula 1 is a perfect place for incredible side-by-side action like we saw in Season 5, with Fancy claiming the top step of the podium for Mercedes after some spectacular racing. Hopefully we can get that amazing action once again with a clean escape for the drivers on lap 1. I'm here with AMMOkray, and it's time, ladies and gentlemen, for round 3, the Belgian Grand Prix. Welcome, welcome. It is time. We're here in Spa and it's time for lights out. We're all on the grid. The formation lap is starting now. I'm joined here by AMMOkray and Zoom. We've just had qualifying. The grid is sorted. AMMOkray, talk us through what your thoughts for the race already.
Well, it looks like we got some pretty strong drivers on the grid. Skill Max, he's been practicing all week. He is looking like a potential winner for this race. Twosies, also another potential winner.
Very strong driver.
We're gonna have to keep an eye on those two.
Yeah, but not just them. Fancy as well in the Haas. He's second on the grid today. But he started, I think, second or third last time we were at Spa, and then he got to, well, he won the race, actually, yeah, with a lovely P1 for Mercedes. So if you look in the bottom right of your screen, you will actually see Lucas's pole lap from Season 5, with some amazing skills there for the Aston Martin. And weather-wise, it's going to be an interesting one. We've got rain for 16 minutes today, starting right now, actually, by the looks of it. It will literally be in a couple of minutes, so we'll have a rain start for today's race, which is definitely going to shake it up. Zoom, rain racing, you're a pro at that. How do you think that's going to change things for the race start?
The thing is, I think that everyone is scrambling for a good strategy right now. The race is going to start in rain, but only 15 minutes. I mean,
that is true.
It's a stint. It's a stint.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Do you go hards during the rain and then switch back to mediums? Will it work? Will you have been able to do enough laps for the mediums to reach the rest of the race? It's going to be interesting. It's going to be real interesting.
Yeah, well, last time we were here at Belgium, we did have a lot of rain, and it really shook up the race. And obviously, it's different strategies that we get from it, but also potential crashes. I remember MM7 for one, going flying into the chicane and losing his front wing. That really screwed up his race in Season 5. And
it was a painful
no
day
doubt
for Alpha and Male that day.
Yeah, definitely. And no doubt it's going to be interesting into Turn 1, because it's a very chaotic Turn 1. I've got to be completely honest. So prepare yourself mentally, because it is very, very chaotic. But we'll see if we get away clean. But with these conditions, it's going to be interesting. We've got some relatively clean drivers at the front, but towards the back, we do have some less experienced drivers and also some more laggy drivers. And AMMOkray, you've had a lot of experience with lag. You know how that affects a race.
Yes. Really, some people that just don't understand how it's done, you know?
Yeah.
Laggy drivers always have to brake earlier, which in turn makes the drivers behind them need to brake earlier. And overall, it just makes the race a little more chaotic, I'll admit.
But that's the way we like it. It gives us more action, to an extent, except when there's lag crashes.
Speaking of action, Fancy is excellent at keeping his tires alive. especially in conditions like this. We got to keep an eye on him.
That is true, very much so.
Tricky strategies, and I think Fancy will really shine through all of that.
Yeah, so we've got the drivers coming up onto the grid now, and I'll run you through the grid order, Ammo, if you want to take over at P11. So starting off on pole, as we already said, is Tusi's from McLaren. He won both round 1 and 2. Can he make it 3 in a row? An absolute dominant start to Season 7, we'll see. Just behind him, Fancy, who's been a contender but has not won yet this season. Just behind, Robert in the Alpine. Acid and OG in the Red Bull, Spike for Alfa Romeo, P5, CEO Sigma P6, R7 controversial but fast in P7, experienced and very, very quick, 2-time drivers and constructors winner in P8, and Bruder in P9, Pancho then in P10 for Red Bull.
Skillmax, Pancho's teammate in the Aston Martin, a very experienced and very successful F2 driver. We got Joe Bribham, that's Champ Stappen, starting up in 12th. Flicky, a long-time runner for Alfa Romeo, starting in 13th. Razor Racer, Stevie Zams for the new Audi F1 team. Hey Houdini, recently being promoted from F2 going to AlphaTauri. We got Vic and Snipes in 17th and 18th. Wolf, Mr. Fish, Max Acloni with Bean rounding up the top 22.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. J-Jack, if we want to switch over to, I think P5 would be a good spot. You've gone with Bruder, whereabouts? See, he's P10, so right in the middle. Yeah, we'll go with Bruder. He's on the inside, so that could be interesting. But yeah, we're ready to go. We've got rain, we've got everyone on the grid pretty much, and we're just waiting for the FIA to give that lights out order. So we have green flags in call given by the race director, and the countdown should be beginning momentarily. We've got 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, we've got 5 lights. It's lights out and away we go here in Belgium. It's a good start for Fancy, but not for... it's not a good start for Fancy. Gets off the line slowly. We've got a bit of contact. We've got Fancy backwards there. That's a huge pile up at the back of the grid. That's the safety car immediately. The front 3 get away well. Bruder somewhat survives, but that was, yeah, an immediate spin with the rain there. I don't know if you guys saw an alternate angle there. That was chaos.
Yeah, no, there was contact. There was definitely contact. Fancy's rear got hit. He got turned around, and then there was more contact, chain reaction.
Yeah.
I mean, at least 5, maybe even 6 cars involved in that.
Definitely. I mean, from the outside, it looks very bad. But if you do look at it more closely, it will just be that one contact with Fancy that's just, well, chain reaction, blocked him sideways in those conditions. So yeah, we do have a safety car now. The orders changed kind of...
It's really mixed up the grid now. Tusi's is holding that P1 for now. We're going to have to stay tuned to see whether he will be able to maintain that spike all the way from behind, now in what appears to be P3.
Yeah, but we do have some losers there. We've got Fancy down to P15, so really not good for him at all. Bean not moving around much, but Flicky though, P6. How the hell has he gone up that much? That is great. So we do actually have safety car in this lap, confirmed there is no damage then. So we'll have safety car in. If we could switch over to Robert, please, J-Jack, for this safety car end. As Tusi's will set off the pace, Spike is going to be very aggressive behind, and that's the safety car going off track now. He's setting the pace, the McLaren there in P1. How do you think he'll take the start? Mouse driver, he's got the bus stop chicane to go. How do you see it going?
I think there's still going to be a crash in T1 again.
Yeah, I mean, if you look behind, you can see there they're very crammed up. So whilst the front, they're nice and spread out as Tusi's goes away towards the line. And we will have green flags now. He gets away well, but so does Robert. Spike just behind. Tusi's, I don't see anything happening here. He should get away well.
No one is going in for an overtake here.
Yeah,
everyone is lining up nice. Oh, there was Houdini and R77, I mean, some contact, but it seems like they're good.
Yeah, playing it safe for now. Further back, who can we find there? Let's switch back over to Fancy, actually, who is right in the middle of the action now, not waiting along. Yeah, on this main straight, we got a train of 5, 6, 7 cars. Fancy with the Alpine in front and the Audi. He's getting really aggressive here. He needs his positions back fast.
It's like Acid has taken a loss from that restart. He is now far in the rear.
Yeah, not a surprise for him. And that was the Aston as well we saw there a second ago, getting pushed off track onto a slowdown. He's been demoted back even further there. Is that Skill Max actually? Yeah, he's going straight back. So Fancy now is just going to be on the attack for now. Is Spike on the aggressive further ahead? Yeah, that's who we're going to switch to now. Spike further ahead. He's in P3 at the moment. Kerr's will be enabled next lap, and that's when it's going to get interesting. Kerr's management, Kerr's usage on the main straight into the corners. Everyone has a different style. Zoom, you've mastered that style.
What makes it even more interesting, because now they can even regen more boost. I mean,
yeah, over the line.
Short dash for T1 up until T1, but you could still use some more boost than usual.
Yeah, and Robert has done that. Robert is right behind Tootsies now. He's caught right up, and Spike has saved his. So all three on this straight here. It looks like Tootsies escaping first there. Spike using his slightly later on. Robert not having as much. The Sting at a pretty equal distance for now. Oh my god! He's gone flying. I thought that was a glitch. That is Robert going flying. I don't know what's happened. Is he disconnected? He's frozen or something? He's got car issues. Oh wait, no. No, that was a major lag spike. That might need to be a black flag there. Potentially, he keeps freezing. Yeah, we'll leave him to it for now. Further back, do we have anyone else? There's people at the back of the grid, but you want to see everyone in the points. There's Pancho and Rapid Flicky that are fighting as we speak, if we can find them again.
Again, he's just flying off track. There we go.
Yeah, he's disconnected. He'll be off track.
He is off track though, so it should be fine.
Yeah, so now we're on with Flicky and the other McLaren. The McLaren making a move on the Red Bull there. Very, very nice. That's Pancho and CEO of Sigma now. Flicky towards the end of the third sector here. Will be using his Kers, and they're still reasonably close, although the mid pack is really spread out for now.
Is known to be quite an aggressive attacker, so we're gonna have to stay on board with this guy, see if he is able to make any moves on the Red Bull ahead, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Be sure if these conditions do favor his strategy or his driving style. Who will usually go?
Interesting on keyboard for Flicky compared to the controller advantage there, with how much extra grip and traction they're going to have through these corners, and how much it actually affects the race. If we want to switch a little bit further back on the grid now, because we've got a lot of people next to each other there. Is that Joe Bribson? I didn't see his name properly there. Is around a lot of people if we can find him. It looks like he's just slipped off track. He's slightly back, but he's catching up to Snipes, and is that the Ferrari just ahead? That is, I believe. Do we see anyone else here? Because it's honestly, if you guys can see the map at the moment, the battles are switching constantly between the action. Hey, Houdini right at the back there, only just in turn 1. I wonder what's happened there. Maybe a pit with damage? I'm going to assume it must have been. Yeah, I really don't know. So we're switching to Razor Racer now, who's further ahead, with R7 now making an overtake on him.
You would like to switch over to my POV. We've got a nice shot to go off the rouge.
Do we have a heli shot? Well, we'll stick with our Razor for a second, because we go through the final corner. He's got the 2 Hasses ahead. No, actually the Haas and the Alfa Romeo, who are seemingly starting to escape at the moment. It's a big fat train at the moment for now. And yeah, looks like Razor is being escaped. If we want to switch over to AMMOkray now, in the helicopter perspective, we should get a nice aerial view there. If you want to set off ammo? Oh, you just set, right, okay. Yeah, up through over here. I thought you meant you were following people. That's still pretty nice. If you want to, yeah, take off now and follow the back. We've got one car off there, the Ferrari, hitting a slowdown. That was Beanward there. It's gone from bad to worse for him, already starting in the back of the grid. If you want to catch up to people now. Do we have black flags being handed out? We've got people asking for black flags at the moment. We'll switch back over.
Helicopter?
We'll switch back over to, is that Spike maybe? Still in the action here. He's just ahead for now. of Pancho and Flicky, so they're still right near each other. But yeah, with conditions like these, it makes it really hard to follow. Although, as we say that, we got side by side down this back straight now, the McLaren and the Alfa Romeo. Are they going to stick it all the way into the corner? Looks like it's going to be a dive down the inside for the Alfa Romeo. He secures it for now. There won't be a switchback, but it'll be right on his tail. He almost gets it. He clips the apex though. He's almost there. Just about escapes it for now. Although, whilst these guys are fighting, Tutsi's is escaping into the distance again. I mean, we see it all the time. Yeah, it's just what he does. It's what every race leader does. But with the pace on this man, as soon as he escapes that pack, there's nothing you can do.
Mickey is currently just inching his way towards Pancho, just trying to close that.
The thing is, sorry, Ammo, for interrupting you. Rain is gonna end in 40 seconds. So now is when all the strategies are gonna unveil.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
let's see what everyone has been thinking.
See, we might have some early pitters, or, assumably, if people have gone to the hards, these stints could go on for a while longer, but not as long as people would imagine. Obviously, with the rain impacting the degradation here.
Yeah, but I mean, if you went for the hards and you got some good amount of deg during this wet stint, you'll be pretty fast.
Yeah.
When it dries
So for
up.
those of you that don't know, burn hard tires are actually quicker. Actually, if we want to switch further ahead now, Flicky's chilled out, but the other Alfa Romeo, Spike, certainly has not. He's still going with
Rain
the
is
McLaren.
over.
It is. Rain is over, and they're still going side by side into the corner here. The Alfa Romeo just behind, because a small tap to the McLaren. You can switch back over, Jay. He gets pushed off slightly if you saw that head. He's going to go for a dive down the inside, does Spike, and blocks off the McLaren very nicely for now. As we go towards Radion and Eau Rouge, the McLaren pulling out towards the side. He's going to cut back in behind now as we get to the top of the hill.
Meanwhile, we're having a brilliant battle between Pancho and Flicky. They were switching back, and now on the main straight, switching again.
So
Flicky
whilst one
is
Alfa Romeo gets overtaken, one Alfa Romeo gets overtaken, the other one takes over. They're now next to each other. Sorry about that, Ammo. I didn't realise we'd switched over, so yeah. Oh, it's
There's a
getting
huge
very
battle
tight.
here. Check camera acid.
Camera acid, is he further back? Hang on, we're switching over now. Yeah, it certainly is. Just with Stevie, MM7 and Snipes right next to each other. Was that actual
That must
contact?
have been lag.
A
must
little
have
bit
been
of
lag.
lag between Acid and MM7. MM7, a very experienced driver, lots of success in his junior categories. Currently against, who's that?
If you want to switch to the car slightly ahead, MM7 or Snipes.
MM7 trying to find a little bit of a gap in their battle. Meanwhile, Acid doing the same. It's side by side with Snipes. And who's this?
There was some
and
contact.
Stevie-
There's contact.
As they go down the back straight.
Yeah, contact with that Audi there. They've got to be careful here. One car off and it all goes sideways very
That could
quick.
have been real dangerous.
Yeah,
MM goes for the dive. Feeling
Yeah,
like
I mean-
position is important here.
these guys are the only aggressive ones as well. We've got
Spencer on
another-
the Acid on the outside. That was and he's going for the inside. No.
Oh, we just missed it.
We're just
That was
playing
an
around with
overtake.
curves here.
Overtake
Snipes
through
is
Radion and Eau Rouge there.
AlphaTauri right now. Acid is on fire. He's got Stevie in front of him. Stevie has been struggling throughout the season. Not putting as many practice laps
Goes
on
for the
him.
overtake there in the camel straight. Just at the end of it, he got his position in now.
Still all together, and they're not the only ones as well. Literally everywhere on the track we've got hard battles right now. Further forward that's still happening. We don't have to switch back over, but we've got the four. Actually, we might want to, because we've got a double Alfa Romeo with the Red Bull and CEO of Sigma there, McLaren, all of them still together, using Curzon, slightly spreading out now, but literally edging each other slightly forward again and again. This second Alfa Romeo now might make a move on his teammate. He's got to be careful though. We don't want a Rosberg Hamilton, although the Red Bull makes a move. He has to back out for now. He doesn't have enough speed, and the Alfa Romeo will keep the position. Further behind, Bruder in the Aston Martin as well as the Haas will be catching straight back up to that. Still going.
Seems
getting
like
very
Kuzuz
aggressive.
is now catching a back marker over here.
Already, yeah, he's blue flagging right now, goes straight past Wolves. That did not take long. We're about 15 minutes into this race, and we've already got an overtake. Is that switched over to the lapped driver there at the back as Tootsies goes past. If we switch over to Brooder, he looks like he's still in the middle of the action for now. If we find him real quick. Yep, there he is. God, as soon as I switch over, they spread out.
R7 is a very quick driver. It will be quite a difficult task for Brooder to be able to catch up to him. Behind him, we got Razor Racer. Razor Racer, a rookie.
First season.
He's been doing pretty well.
He's not done too bad. Most new drivers have a reputation for being quite dirty, quite unsafe, but he's actually been fine for the moment. I don't know about his aggression though. That is Brooder now using his curse to escape them. Actually, he's at the Haas making the attack further ahead. We'll switch over to that as soon as we can. That's the Haas of R7 and the Red Bull. If you switch straight back over to that, as they're still side by side into turn 1, we got a crash. We've got a huge crash. That is R7 off.
And Pancho.
Yeah.
Has most likely a lag incident. Pancho does have a record for being a laggy driver.
R7
gets
into
the position there.
R7, he got too risky there, and that was a crash. As further ahead on the attack against Brooder now is Pancho, and
emphasize on the situation. He took advantage of it and gained a position from it.
Definitely, and now we'll
switch to Snipes.
His Snipe's still in the action. He's got a 2-person fire at the moment. We do have some really big trains here. Yeah, he's still going for now. He looks like he's at the lead of 3, so just behind him.
Oh, okay. We just missed the overtake because he was behind at the end of Camel Straight.
Yeah, 27 of you in the stream right now. If you have just joined us, you missed a spectacular start. Whilst we did have a huge pile-up at the beginning, we've had some amazing racing. Apologies if we can't catch all of it for you, because there's just so much going on right now. Everywhere I look on this map, you might be able to see we've got drivers going side by side into each turn. We've got a huge trail there. Maybe is that Spike in the middle of it? Yeah, it's always Spike right there in the action. If we switch back over, and is that a car off? No, it's a safety car.
Apple males this season have really been full of action. They're really getting into the battles.
Yeah, O'Brady and Eau Rouge, they're together again. They'll want to be smart here. The team manager won't be happy if there's a crash. So they want to be careful and presumably just help each other.
Really, if we would like to switch to Snipes and Stevie are going at it. It seems like Stevie has collided with the wall.
They had a crash, I think. Yeah, he wanted to the wall.
Oh, yeah, we got.
And now he gets pushed out.
Getting pushed wide again by a back marker. That is not going to be good for him.
Is that a blue flag as well? I believe it is. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a black flag at some point.
What happened to Acid?
Acid, I don't even know. We'll try not switching over too much, but we do have a lot of action still going on. We've got Vic just ahead in the Ferrari there, with R7 and Skillmax, 2 drivers that have both been crashed back down the grid and are building their way back up. 2 very, very fast drivers, to say the least. If we want to switch over to them now, because I can imagine there'll be a dive into these final corners here, and that is the Haas going straight past ahead and getting a huge gap already. Alternate curse usage there by the looks of it. Skillmax using up.
Although R7 is a rapid driver, we shouldn't be surprised if we see him clearing out the field right now.
Yep, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's catching up to Razor Racer now, and he's leaving the Aston Martin with is that the other Haas of Fancy and the Ferrari just behind. So yeah, he's going to be on the attack now. Quite aggressive, I imagine. Although, as I say that, the Aston Martin overtakes again using his curse. So yeah, that's the alternate strategy we were talking about with curse usage there, Zoom, earlier, with one driving using it on one straight and the other on a different one. Because,
I think there is even another alternative. You could use 50% going down Camel Straight.
Yeah.
Just as you touch 180, you cut the boost off, and then you can use the rest right here where we are right now.
That is true.
in the
Yeah.
coverage.
It comes down to preference. Obviously, there's facts about which is quicker, but a lot of the times it can just come down to preference, and then also the opportunities that present themselves, and the traffic you're nearby. You don't want to get caught up. So you
have to always account for that little extra bit of mind games as well. You
and we'll
can't
see
be messing
R7,
with
yeah,
the driver.
exactly as we were saying, R7 going straight past again, and no doubt we'll probably, I would say we switch over. They
Will
should
he
be
go for
catching up here.
defensive?
We got a
No, he
boost
does
on
not
the
go
line.
defensive. He lets him go. Goes for the
Still
switchback.
going.
Double switchback. No, he goes wide.
Gives the space, and could it be a double Haas overtake? No, it's not. It's an Aston Martin in a Haas sandwich now. So no doubt these guys are just going to keep switching positions using the curves. It's what's going to keep them going in the points. But they won't
See
want
what
to hold
happens
each
here
other
on
up.
the camel straight now.
Yeah, they won't want to hold each other up.
Who
for too
triggers boost first?
It'll
It
be-
looks like Skill Max does. He backs out, but it gets
long.
past.
Just gets past.
Anyway.
He almost gets forced off there. He's got to be careful. The Max Verstappen like move there from
I
R7.
think he cut the boost off and then
Yeah.
reused it again.
Yeah, it was interesting, a different strategy. But he gets him past for now.
Yeah. But it's gonna come back at him any second now.
Absolutely,
As long
yeah.
as we can just continue watching this coverage right here, and
I
we'll see
wonder-
him go for it.
Have we had many pits yet as well, by the way?
I think
is-
Acid pitted.
Right, is
That's-
that damage or tyres? That'll be
I'm
interesting.
unsure. I think it
Might
might
as
have been damage.
Yeah.
Update on the race. Twosies has built a massive gap to CEO of Sigma, and CEO of Sigma in turn to Spike and Flicky. The field is currently quite spread out as far as the front runners go, but we are seeing some good action between the Haas and the Aston Martin here as they go into the final chicane.
Oh, side by side.
Our
And
defense
getting
there,
just a little
switch
bit
back
wide.
from the Haas.
Oh,
that's
and he
driving
goes
into
for the
pit.
pits.
He does.
Diving into the pits.
Him and Razor
Or-
both
yeah.
into the pits. And is that
Yes,
3
yes,
cars in the
yeah.
pits? No. That's just the 2 for now.
Some
And
real strategies here.
if we switch back to Skill Max, he's got Fancy right behind him on the straight. But as I say that, Skill Max does boost away with quite a significant amount. Fancy, as we said, it looks like the Haas both using the
The
same
guys are
curves.
now coming out of the pits here.
Yeah, where actually
We
do
do
we want
lose
to
a
see where they're
lot
coming
of
out?
time.
Are they coming out into traffic here?
Oh, it's
Are
fine.
they?
It's
Are they?
looking
They chill.
decent.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I thought I'd check.
But like, as the race starts to settle and the action starts to dissipate, Fancy will really be able to emphasize on his tire saving strategy, focusing on more faster tires.
Yeah, Skill Max getting
we're gonna
aggressive on
see some-
Pancho here. Into the third sector, and obviously we've not seen much of Pancho yet, so we don't know what his curves is like, nor his tyre strategy. It's looking like more speed for Skill Max. I'm going to assume on the softer tyres, he gets past without curves. He just lets him pass. I mean, yeah, look at the tyre difference there. That's going to be the hards for Pancho, and that's Fancy also catching up now, going side by side just behind. Pancho's going to have to defend, and he does, but not for long. As Fancy, no, never mind. He keeps it
Yeah,
for
because
now.
he has the grip. He has the
Yeah,
grip.
Get that
exactly.
inside. Our
Yeah.
Pancho says,
But he's gonna lose it now
"No,
on the straight.
there's-
Yeah, he's got the grip, but obviously the speed he does not have, and that is very aggressive driving from Fancy there, trying to go side by side, and he does. If we want to switch back now as Bruder escapes them, yeah, if we switch over to Fancy. If we can find him. Has something happened there? No. Yeah, so Pancho looks like on the uphill uses his curves. Fancy will be saving his for later. Although we do see something very common with the Haas drivers and these controller drivers that they're very skilled at is using curves well into the second sector because they can just lift, gain it all back and still gain a lot of time. That's exactly what he's doing to catch back up to Pancho here. And no doubt we're going to see an exact repeat here. Ready for some deja vu onto the back straight now. So yeah, he's not using curves for now. We'll be waiting, I presume. Bruder's starting to get away, and yeah.
has come into the pits. We're going to see the front runners starting to shuffle up a little bit.
That is true. If we want to switch over to 2C's J-Jack, because
He
he's
is
going to come out
currently
into
in the
traffic.
pits.
Yeah, he's going to come out into traffic though, because he's stopping now. in the
pits.
McLaren.
Drivers, skill max, and fancy also into the pits. We're seeing some very similar strategies from everybody. We're gonna have
Downhill.
to.
Who's going to be side by side with? He's ahead of
Pancho.
the Red Bull. He's ahead of Pancho for now. Rapid Flicky in the lead. That has come out of nowhere. Presumably with tyre strategy. Pancho with more curves right behind the McLaren. He's catching up and gaining almost side by side. Tussi's going to have to defend well here, and he does. Lifting, but Pancho's aggressive. He's not stopping. Still going for it. And Flicky, I did not see that coming. From a driver that started, what was that, P15 for Flicky? He's made it up all the way to P1. What a start for his race. Also, if we could have a lap check as well at some point, and we can see how far in we are actually right now. So Tussi's is just ahead for now, but you guys in the stream, who do you want to see? Is it your drivers? Is it just any driver in the action, or just chilling on their own you want to check on? We're on laps 17 and 18 now, so we're over the halfway mark. And no doubt tyre strategy is really going to start to come into it now. We've got a big train further back. Is that Razor Racer and that lot there? I don't know if he's on the edge or the centre of it, if we want to switch to that. In the Mercedes, it looks like it's the cars just ahead. So Fancy and Skill Max, actually, yeah, back at it again. Yeah,
What
so
I
that
don't
is.
know, has Flicky pitted yet?
I don't know, but that's not what we should focus on right now. If we could switch back over to the Aston Martin of Skillmax, because it's getting very aggressive here. We've got the double Hasses next to each other at the moment into turn 1.
Yeah, but one of them pitted, so
we've got one pit.
now.
Skillmax still goes for now. But yeah, is that the Hasses escaping now? Yeah, unfortunately, we just missed a massive send into the final corner for now. Yeah,
He's currently hunting his former teammate. We jump on board with R7 now. Who's got
should be chilling for now, I think, at the moment.
got Fancy behind him. Fancy is quite a conservative driver, at least for the long run.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Looks like Skillmax has actually cleared his teammate. MM7 might
old teammate. He's old teammate of He's just passed. Not his current teammate. These two, they've won F3 and F2 Constructors Championship together. They know exactly each other's driving style. And so, as we've seen at Rome and at Palomino, the fighting never stops because these guys just match each other brilliantly. And they really do not stop.
Speaking to Skillmax earlier, and he said that he has seen a whole new side to MM7, the more competitive side, not the more friendly side that he saw in his teammate. So a very nice, a very nice rivalry that we.
Yeah, as we were talking about it, does get passed into the final corner. It looks like we've switched over, have we? Where are we looking for now? Well, looks like Sea of Sigma with the McLaren there. He's got Spike and the Alfa Romeo just behind. We'll stay on board for that now.
MM7, there's a nice train there going on.
Yeah, I was just about to say they are right next to it. As that's MM7 getting overtaken again by Skillmax, we've got the Alfa Romeo just in front. Fancy's right in the thick of this. So it's the two Hasses now crammed into traffic. That's not what they want when they were P2 and P3 in the previous races.
Once again has got his former teammate right up on his gearbox. MM7 will want to look to get that position back.
But never mind former teammates, we've also got current teammates next to each other, Fancy and R7, both on the attack, and both going after Pancho. Pancho's been through it all today. He's had everyone on him. It's been non-stop action for the Red Bull driver at the moment. Yeah, so on this back straight now, no doubt we'll see double Haskers here. Yep, both get past. Sorry, I've not paid attention. We've switched back over to the Alfa Romeo.
And CEO Sigma are currently going side by side as they go down the pit lane straight. Spike has made the move and is ahead. CEO of Sigma will want that position back as they head towards Rouge. Behind them, they have Bruder, it appears. Bruder could be pouncing.
The more they fight,
the
the more Bruder's gonna chase them down.
Yeah, exactly.
Looking interesting here at the end of Camel Straight.
Into the next corners we go. Bruder is going to really catch up here. So for those of you asking for the grid order, whilst we find some more action, I'll talk you through it. Rapid Flicky still in P1, Tusi's in P2, he's lost the lead, but no doubt will be on the attack. Yeah, we'll switch over to that in a few laps because he is about 5 to 10 car lengths behind. Joe Bribson in P3, Spike in the Alfa Romeo in P4, McLaren of CEO Sigma, the second McLaren in P5, so the top point scorers if we end like this. Bruder, who we're on board with now, in P6, Fancy and R7, who I'm currently watching, the two Hasses next to each other, not going for any moves together. They'll just be catching up to the battle we're watching right now. And then Pancho and the Red Bull.
Bruder is going to fancy a overtake into the bus stop now.
Potentially.
Look at this. No, he backs out, he goes for recharging boost instead.
Coming from CEO of Sigma. CEO
and then he goes for the boost. No, he lets him, he fakes him out. He fakes him out.
Zoomy
and then goes on the inside. Yeah. He takes him out, goes for the inside. Beautiful.
Takes it for now.
Now coming up to Rouge. Still looking good, holding the lead. The question is, does he have Kurz now?
It depends on the strategy.
Seems like he's holding the lead.
Rapid Flicky will go back to him in a little bit, Jay, because he will be catching up to... Rapid Flicky is pitted. So, we've got a massive battle here. Double Haas, Audi and Red Bull if we want to switch over to Fancy here. We've got 4 cars right next to each other. Very aggressive moves here, as fast as we can. Side by side through the second sector. We're on with the lead Haas if we want to switch to the one behind, R7, and we've got some contact with the wall there. These guys are very, very quick drivers and the aggressive ones to say the least. The Red Bull behind this other Haas, but the Aston and the Audi also there. Red Bull on the curb, he's itching for a move. They've got to be careful here. And will we see some team play here, Mo? Do you think R7's going to slow him down as Fancy escapes? Or do you think they'll play for the Celsius?
R7 is a fast driver. He would be able to take care of himself. But it appears like Pancho is carrying some serious pace this race. He's taken on everybody. He really is. Some really good pace. MM7 is just as he dives into the pits, MM7.
So into the pits now. More strategies to be completed. I wonder, we should have some people on the final stints now, the majority if not. Maybe a few that took damage earlier. Won't be, but that is, Pancho with another move again, but we switched over now to, is this the AlphaTauri? It is. I'd go back to these other lot though, because Pancho's still on the attack and he's not going to stop anytime soon. As we say that, Fancy does use Kurz, but I don't see it stopping because they're getting really aggressive with each other here. Pancho getting pushed a little bit around there by the Haas. As the Haas goes down the inside, he's going to either take it straight past or live in some space. He doesn't need to because he's got that traction. The Aston Martin now on Pancho, it's not going well, but he's still in the middle of the action. I'm really surprised we've not had any crashes here. Say what you want about turn 1 on lap 1, but since then, I'd argue this has been really clean, guys. Have you seen anything? It looks fine to me.
I mean, we had like a couple, but it's been nothing serious.
J-Jack, if you want to communicate to Scallop to tell Light to get out of a jet before I just kick him from the lobby, that'd be great. Pancho's still going to be aggressive here.
We got Bruder on Spike and Flicky on CEO of Sigma.
Just ahead of the group.
2v2v2.
Yeah, I mean, we start to see they do spread out here. Using the Kurz. Don't get distracted by light there. We should be all fine now. Using Kurz, we do start to spread out, and it looks like we're still on board with Pancho, thank God, because he's still in the action with the Haas. And we've seen some great lines here, and also Skillmax on the attack. Skillmax sticks it side by side.
The action right now, trying to get all over that Red Bull. That Red Bull holding on very nicely, even though this race has not been going his way, even though he's had everything thrown at him. He is holding on quite well, but it seems like it's all going to go down here. Skillmax is carrying some serious pace.
There is a fight for the lead, guys.
Is there a fight for the lead? We should
There is
switch
a
over to
fight
that.
for the
That's
lead.
Tootsies and Bribson. Yeah, finally, after a quiet lead, we've got side by side. We need to switch to that as soon as possible. I'll commentate till then. Tootsies takes it for now. Joe Bribson just behind. Tootsies keeping it for now. They're getting really aggressive. And whilst this is happening,
No.
P3, P4, Oh, he's into the pits. No.
No.
Oh, I'm so
Strategy.
sorry, guys. That would have been
The
perfect.
woes of strategy have taken him down.
Oh, I think that could be Tootsy's win confirmed here. I cannot lie. Tootsy's strategy is going to be finished now. Mouse is going to be able to drag it out.
No, and Flicky, we could jump on
Yeah.
board with him.
Oh, that could have been an amazing five-way battle for the lead there because they were slowing each other down so much. But we'll switch back over to these lot for now.
Bruder on Spike. Bruder, despite many people saying him being the slower of the two Aston Martins, is performing really well. He is going at it onto the Alfa Romeo. The Alfa Romeo will have to defend. I do expect there to be some action going into the bus stop chicane, but it seems like we're going to get a little bit before that. No
Yeah.
action as of
We've got
yet, but
pretty solid lines there. Catalyst, we've got some different tyres on better exits here, but onto the back straights, no doubt we'll have some curse usage. Whether they mirror each other or we could have an alternate. It looks like they're both relaxing for now. Is something going to happen? They're equal distance. It looks like, yeah, they use it in the first sector. Unlike a lot of drivers, it really is a mixed group. That's what I love about Spa.
Dive bomb into turn one. We've seen Buddha do it before this race. Oh, but Spike trying to keep
He
it ahead.
anticipated it. He anticipated it. He saw it coming. He heard your voice, Ammo, and yeah, he does use Kurz because Bruder was going to go for the move there. You could see him itching for it as he did use his Kurz, and no doubt both of them will dump it all here on this next straight. Depends who's going to go first here. Looks like they're both pretty much same time using their Kurz. So
It's clear that Bruder is getting those extra thousandths of a second over the lap. Bruder is looking quick. We got some action here.
further back with Skillmax and R7 and that lot. Yeah, if we stay that, Jay, yeah. Skillmax getting very aggressive onto the Haas. And God, the pace of these lots there. This top 10 is really, really aggressive to say the least. And it's not a surprising top 10.
Very different curse lines in comparison to Skillmax. Skillmax keeping things consistent, saving it for the straight, but R7 is really trying to prevent any type of overtakes, any type of dive bombs, especially in the second sector.
Yeah, and switching back to Skillmax, who will be using his curves on the back straight potentially. God, they're really, going at it constantly. We should be coming towards him this race.
R7 has got a lot in his tank today.
Does
if
indeed.
we could get a lap check. See,
Yeah, lap check's would be good.
that would be great.
Is that Fancy in the action there? I can't really tell. Someone is. No, we've got a huge group there. Whether they'll spread out slightly here with Curse usage, maybe CEO Sigma.
Three-way battle at the driver's wheel rouge. I think that is Pancho.
Yeah, they're still going at it. Pancho's at the back. We've got Skillmax just ahead. So CEO of Sigma's leading that pack. Pancho will just be behind them for now. Yeah, the Red Bull making
People
moves.
down to CEO of Sigma. CEO of Sigma has been severely outshined by his teammate, who has taken both wins out of both prior rounds, but looks like he is proving himself quite well. In fact, I think McLaren are on to some good points today.
Absolutely.
Another team who is looking for some good points is Alfa Romeo.
Now,
Potentially double podium for them.
We could have that, and you know, people laughed at McLaren for their team pick for 2Cs and CEO Sigma, but seemingly it's paying off well for now. What's not paying off well is for Sensi, the Ferrari manager, as we've got Beanward in P20 and Vic in P11, so no points for Ferrari. Not exactly the strategy they'd be hoping for, and the outcome, to say the least.
Tuesdays is running into some traffic now. Brooders
Yeah, I think
Still
that's
still
speed.
on
that's people.
Spike's tail. Looks like these two have been level pegging the entire race. Some serious battling going on between these two. Brooder getting quite close as they go into the chicane.
Yeah, we've got side by side further back there. God, it's hard to keep focus with this many different drivers going at it. So we'll switch back. Oh, CEO Sigma just defending for now. Just behind, is that Skillmax or Bruder? We're focusing on there. That'll be Skillmax, won't it? Who's right in the thick of it for now. Yeah, that is Skillmax just behind. Is that the Haas or the Alfa Romeo? I can't really tell. It is the Haas actually, yeah. The other Haas on the attack of the McLaren. Bruder just behind him to this back straight. Once again, we'll see with the curves. The usual overtakes, I assume, unless people are starting to sync up now. Because that is what happens.
Quite late into the race.
Yeah.
This is coming into a lot of back market traffic right now.
More pit stops, or do we expect some tires to start falling off?
I mean, it's not over yet. We could still have something happen there. But I think for mainly strategy, everyone should be relaxed. And never mind just Tusi's catching up to traffic soon. The entire front of the grid is all the way to P7.
Yeah.
They're catching up to
But
heavy
I was
traffic.
thinking maybe the traffic will slow him down enough for the rest of the guys to catch him up and see. Let's see if there might be a battle for the lead.
Tusi's
But I don't think
pass
so.
for now. That is Skillmax passing the Haas there. Now in the middle of the two through these next corners. And yeah, we further ahead, we don't have to switch over. But Bruder, Flicky, and Spike, they're all
looks
in
like Haas makes that move onto the Aston Martin, getting his car ahead. Skillmax losing out there. He's even got a little bit of a battle going on behind him. Lots of action going all around, especially
actually,
between these group of drivers.
Pancho is back at it. The Red Bull is just behind him on Skillmax. As you can see there, he's literally right behind him, and CEO Sigma's going to catch up very, very quickly here. He's going to have to use his curves to escape here, because that is the McLaren going past 1, past 2, but that is Bruder Skillmax taking the position back for now, but Pancho's still behind, losing out heavily from that, and we really are coming into some back markers here, some heavy traffic. Into turn 1, it looks like.
Despite the struggle that Pancho is going through, Pancho is saying no, he's gonna hold on to this fight. He's gonna try and attack.
Actually, we want to switch over to Flicky, Bruder, and Spike here, who are currently all using the curves. We've got a blue flag of the Mercedes there, and that's the double Alfa Romeos ahead. That blue flag actually spreading them out for now. But yeah, Bruder's going to be on the attack, like Skillmax, as we've seen as well. Do we have any good helicopter POVs to switch over to? I see. Yeah, you ready? Just let us know when you're ready. But for now, we do have Bruder on the attack.
I am watching a couple of guys right now in the heli, following Rapid Flicky, Bruder, and the train here.
Zoom, please. Yeah. Yeah, we're on board with Zoom now in the sky. Pancho just behind Skillmax. He's edging closer and closer. We'll see if the heli can even keep up here, because the speed these guys get on the back straight is insane. Is that another heli even lower? God, we've got all the action right here, as we've got 4 into the bus stop chicane further ahead there, Zoom. Some side-by-sides. We've got major traffic. Flicky, Bruder, Fancy, and R7 all right next to each other, with everyone else as well. We've got overtakes in turn 1.
Pancho and CEO Sigma. CEO Sigma was holding on to the podium position for a while, but looks like he's fallen to 9th place, just behind the action here.
Yeah, Pancho up to the top of Radion and Eau Rouge. It looks like Zoom's hit a slowdown for now. You'll have to watch out for that. We've still got action as the Aston Martin squeezes past there in a spectacular move, and Wolf letting those drivers pass. If we look towards, if we go a little bit higher up, we'll see literally the top 10 is all together now. And just as a reminder, that is Tusi, Spike, Flicky, Bruder, Fancy, Skillmax, R7, Pancho, CEO, and Vic is just a little bit further behind. So we've got a huge train here. Being the backmaker there, yeah, and that Alpine as well, because these guys.
Looks like Pancho hit a slowdown or something. He is now under attack from the Haas. Fancy trying to emphasize on. Oh, it was not Pancho, it was Mr. Fish, a back marker.
I
While
was
the top 10 are battling, it
Just
seems like we're
stay
getting
in
a
the heli,
battle
stay in the heli.
background.
Stay in the heli for now because we've got a lot of people very clumped up together. The
Touch my heli.
double Alfa Romeo there. We've got a really nice view from both actually. And into turn 1 again, all of them using that curves for the send right next to each other. We'll stay on board with zoom as nice and high up. And we can see all the action going up through Radion and over Rouge. Brooder in the middle of Fancy and Flicky now. That's the front using the Kurz, and that is the Haas once again saving. Although his teammate doesn't, unless that's Spike, I can't really tell that.
Two-way battle between Skillmax and Pancho as they go into the chicane. Just right behind them. Oh, it looks like the back markers are getting involved. Mr. Fish needs to give some blue flags to Skillmax. Skillmax is not liking it. He's got Bean ahead now. Bean will have to give up the position. But it looks like Bean doesn't want to give up the position for now. Seems like he's got a little bit of a battle of his own. Bean and Mr. Fish, the battle with the bark markers. Seeing who is going to DNF first.
P19 and P20 is getting intense back there. As further ahead, we do have the Alfa Romeos who have escaped the Hasses for now, but not the Aston Martin of Brooder. They've tried to shake him off again and again and again. And as we saw before, that's the Hasses using Kurz on the back straight. We could have a send. It looks like they'll play it safe for now, but they're all right next to each other. These four going out the final corner now, and this is the end of the race. Tusis takes P1. This is towards the line. Haas we've got Spike taking P3, Flicky taking P4. Taking P3. Alfa Romeo 2-3.
Brooder in 5th. We got R7 taking the 6th position. Skillmax, after a wonderful race, a wonderful recovery from the horrible incident in turn 1, takes P7. Who else do we got here? Pancho in P8, CEO of Sigma P9, Vic rounding up the top 10 to take that final point. MM7, looks like he's gonna come home 11th. MM7 11th, Acid 12th, Max Cloney 13th, Razor Razor 14th, Joe Bybam, who was fighting for the lead. Yeah.
Now down in P15, miles out the points. So we've got Snipes, who we saw a lot of today actually fighting, is P16 coming through the final corners. And yeah, sorry about that.
Master is not going to like this one.
Not at all. But yeah, I didn't even realize we were on the last lap, and that was so intense, and I didn't even realize it all the way to the end on the final straight. I see why they were all using the Kurz there, because that was the last chance. And the Haas is side by side down the straight there.
17th, and looks like Stevie, Bean, Mr. Fish, and Wolf will be the order if they cross the line.
Yeah, that's all we care about. The order of the back. Stevie P18, rest in peace. And the most intense battle of them all, the Ferrari takes P19. And Mr. Fish takes P20.
Honestly, Bean and Mr. Fish going at it in 19th and 20th. In the middle of the 10-car battle.
That absolute originals. Right, I'm going to drag a bunch of people in here ready. If we want to switch over to interview screen as soon as possible, I'll start dragging people in. We've got Spike, we've got Flicky. You know what, I'll just get a ton of people in there because we had some great action. Who else do we have? I'm getting too many people up here, but you know, it's fine. We don't have to speak to all of you guys. We'll pick and choose. Do we have Tusis? We'll start out with P1. The winner of this race. It's not much of a surprise. Tusis, 3 races now, man. Come on, you're gonna give everyone else a chance.
I even spun. Oh shit! Wait. Oh, sorry.
Do you actually?
When you go up Radiant, I clipped the fucking tire.
Oh, you actually kept the win as well. We saw Flicky taking the lead momentarily for a bit, and then a lot of battles with the 2 Alfa Romeos, Spike and Flicky. You were very aggressive today. Was it all teamwork today, or was there some teammate fighting?
No teammate fighting, just all me staying behind. He was so at one point CEO Sigma was blocking him, so he was backing the pack up. So Tusis had more space to go from. And that's we got it in a little battle right there, but all came out all right.
Right. I'm quite curious right now. What tires were you on, Spike and Flicky?
Hards to mediums.
And
But
Hard to
Yeah.
mediums.
Yeah, we
Why
did
that?
different strategies, so we didn't block each other.
Well, I find it like really annoying that the race started so late because I wanted to
didn't.
do stuff.
I was prepared on that.
Yeah, it
You
did
were.
literally mean race start was in the rain, and we
Yeah.
were really
Yeah.
intrigued about how that was
We
going to
were
go.
we noticed that there was a lot of delay on the start,
Mhm.
so me and Spike went over tire strategies and what we could do. And the moment we saw that there was rain, we were like, hard, medium, hard, soft. Those two
I
options.
did medium to medium because
You did
I
medium.
was like, if I could just drive, for example, with the 60% acceleration out of the final hairpin in the first corner, like I would extend it so much that I could do medium, and I did it.
Yeah, I don't have that, so.
Right,
It
yeah,
looks like
no.
we got the Alfa Romeo manager in here. He must be pretty happy with that double podium. What do you have to say?
Of course, very happy. Didn't expect that to happen, of course. I mean, qualifying for P5 and P13, so Spike had a really good start, and Flicky had much luck when he was at the start up into P6 because he avoided all the collisions, so that was very fortunate, and then a great strategy paid really off.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it was constant battles that entire race. You guys are gonna need to watch that back. Trust me.
I will. Don't
Because
worry.
honestly, it got to a point where also big thanks to J-Jack. His hands must be hurting because we were switching perspective constantly. It was battle to battle to battle.
Yeah.
We couldn't get enough of it. I apologize if we missed some of those great moves. Because yeah, it was honestly that top 10 the entire time, and then here in the stream we didn't even realize it was the last lap, and then we saw Tusi's cross the line, and everyone was right behind each other into the final corners.
There was a little bit of a train behind me, as usual.
Yeah.
My brake space is awful.
Yeah,
But
the thing was, I
can just
starting
keep
back
people
at
behind
the
me, so.
back because of my
Yeah.
tires.
Yeah, there was some
Oh,
nice
it's not
defending
really
there.
slow.
So yeah, trust me guys, watch that through, and especially the end, those last 5 minutes. We were following Zoom in the helicopter, and oh my god, it was a train of 7 or 8 of you all the way to the end. And yeah, what a race that was. Thank you everyone so much for joining us for round 3. We will be back next Friday for round 4 at Bergen, Iceflix's own track, and a hell of a track it is, so make sure you stay around for that. And yeah, thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you again shortly.